White Witch isn't human. She doesn't have a heart. She doesn't have any conscience or any sense of honor or social responsibility or love or compassion. Every creature in Narnia is terrified of the White Witch. And the real challenge with making the look was that she shouldn't look man-made, that she should look fantasy, that she should look like a creature rather than a lady with makeup on or a metal crown. And that she should look modern, which was the really interesting part. I was interested in thinking about my favorite sort of fantasy cinematic beauties. And I thought a lot about La Belle et la Bête. And I thought a lot about the magical witches in The Wizard of Oz, for example, the Good Witch. Because the important thing about the White Witch is that she has to be attractive in some way. I mean, she can become repellent at certain points, but Edmund's no fool. She has to actually touch him in some way and be somebody he wants to be around. The idea we worked on with the costume was that it would be like a sort of mood thermometer, that it would morph with her mood. It's not as if she changes dresses, but the dress itself changes shape and color according to how things are going for her.
We broke her character down into 7 changes. We start when we first see her. She has no idea that there's any threat to her world, and she comes across as human. She's in a beautiful state of ice. She's in her sleigh. She's in the snow. We move the second time to the dungeon. In the dungeon, her dress fills out into what we call the full Monty, and it changes into exactly the environment of her castle. And as the children enter and as her power starts to disappear, we start to see her whole silhouette melt and her colors get grayer, and she starts to lose her crown. Is about 50% now. And from there we go to the White Witch's camp. And now her dress is completely bottom heavy. It's gone into a deeper gray smoke color, and her crown is smaller and smaller. The next scene is Aslan's camp, where she comes in professed as the Queen of Narnia in all her glory, carried by her 4 Cyclops, and her dress shoots out again and she's in platinum. It's like her coronating herself again. From there we move to the execution, or the stone table, where she is in midnight blue with a black rooster on her shoulder, which is a bit ritualistic, which is what the whole scene is about.
And then she becomes a warrior and goes into battle. Tawny and Byzantine and brutal. And there's no hint of snow or femininity or softness. That Marie Antoinette beauty is gone. Thank you, monsieur.
Hilda is a clean, gorgeous beauty. She is all strength from inside. So we just found this organic place we went where you couldn't tell where anything was from.
This fabric was created, which has this, it's almost like a cotton wool texture, out of which the top of my body can appear.
We made the fabric, we made the lace, we sewed it on the machine and burnt out the back of it and hand stitched it on. We made them all here in our workshop. What makes it otherworldly is just, you don't really know what it is. You can't really see. And sometimes you can look like, there were times when you felt like you could see right through her when she was in the snow, like a puff of dust or cloud.
I wanted everything that she wore to feel like it had come from the land somewhere. She, being a magical individual, a fantasy individual, would just take her hand and take a waterfall and just go make a dress out of a waterfall. Something kind of fabulous about all these collars, because you end up with Aslan. She goes into the battle wearing the scalp of her opponent, this lion's mane.
So she's cut off Aslan's mane and made a fur collar out of it. She's a nasty witch.
That's Helen's favorite. George.
Welcome.
So I gave her a bottle of something.
Into the world of extreme drag. Just looking for something that was modern and that played away from the great cliche of a villainess, that she should have black hair or red lips or red nails or black eyeliner. The idea that she would maybe have a clean face and look more Aryan than dark.
How long does this take each day?
About an hour and a half. So you have to get the hair as flat as possible underneath the wig so it fits, so it's a perfect fit.
And now we've kind of extended it into a bit of a punk range.
It's something that's actually quite simple, like they really pop. Carl tilled his own hair, and then we spray with a really powerful hairspray. It takes 7 weeks to wash out.
That's how you get the integration?
Yeah. The base of the wig is just normal hair. It was built in Sydney. And then the front of it was dressed in skewers, in bamboo skewers, like for kebabs. 2,000 skewers. But we wanted to create the effect that it just sits by itself.
Yeah, this is just a horse, so...
Tilda Swinton would never sacrifice costume for comfort.
The first time I walked onto a set, I was actually blind because I was wearing contact lenses that I couldn't see through. And then we changed to contact lens.
Oh, it's you!
I did wear some extremely unwieldy boots, which made it an interesting day every day, particularly when I had to walk down steps or go through small doorways.
She's an actor who comes from performance art, so I think she was equally as willing to embrace the limitations of the stature of the White Witch, and some of those things actually helped her find a character.
Slipping off the sledge.
The look of the witch was 85% of my work. So these are just a few elements that we were playing with, and it was great fun to play with them.